conflict is justified. I just don't know if it can be done without sending troops there. Hey, Steve. Ready to go? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the special city council meeting. The meeting is called to order. I'd like to ask the city clerk to please call the roll.
Deputy Mayor Mitchell, all council members are present.
Meeting is called to order. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance and then stay standing for a brief moment of silence afterwards. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As a reminder, unlike regular meetings, public comments at special meetings are allowed on the specific items listed on the special meeting agenda. We've called a special meeting to consider a closed session item. Angela, do we have any speaker cards for this item?
No speaker cards, sir.
Then I'll ask our city attorney to recite the title and lead us into the closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. The council will meet in closed session on special session agenda item 1, conference with labor negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6. Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion then to go to closed session.
Second.
Please vote.
Motion carries by unanimous vote.
Closed session. I'll ask our city attorney to report on closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. The council met in closed session. Direction was given. No reportable action was taken.
This brings us to adjournment. The joint special meeting of the El Cajon City Council and El Cajon Housing Authority held this 28th day of April 2026 is adjourned. And guess what? We're back for another meeting already. Welcome to the El Cajon City Council meeting. The meeting is called to order. I'd like to ask our city clerk to please call the roll.
All council members are present.
Thank you. Would you all stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for a brief moment of silence afterwards? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The city clerk posted orders of adjournment of the April 14th meeting, the April 21st town hall meeting, and the agenda of the April 28th, 2026 meeting in accordance with state law, city council, and housing authority policy. We have several presentations on today's agenda. The first one is a proclamation for National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Day. I'd like to ask Chief Coe to come to the podium and accept the proclamation, which I will read. While Chief Coe is coming up, I'm going to read this proclamation. Whereas the United States Congress and President of the United States has designated the day of the annual National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Service as a day to honor fallen firefighters and emergency services personnel who have sacrificed their lives to save others by lowering the American flag on federal buildings to half staff. And whereas firefighters and emergency services personnel play an essential role in protection of lives and property in our local community. And whereas it is of major importance that we increase our efforts to reduce deaths, injuries, and property losses from fire. Now, therefore, I, Bill Wells, Mayor of the City of El Cajon, together with the City Council, do hereby proclaim the third day of May 2026 to be National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Service in the City of El Cajon, and call upon all citizens of the City of El Cajon and all patriotic, civic, and educational organizations to observe this day in recognition of patriotic service and dedicated efforts of our fire and emergency services personnel by lowering the American flag on all buildings to half staff. We call upon citizens, organizations, and government agencies to join in recognizing and honoring the dedication, bravery, and selfless service of our firefighters and emergency services personnel worldwide. Let us express our deepest gratitude and support for the heroes who risk their lives to keep our communities safe. Signed, this 28th day of April, 2026. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor Wells, respected members of City Council and City staff. On behalf of the men and women of Heartland Fire and Rescue, I just want to say thank you for recognizing National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Day and for honoring those firefighters who have paid the ultimate price in the line of duty. And thank you very much for your continued support.
Thank you, Chief. We honor them, and we thank you all for your service.
Thank you.
Next, we have a proclamation on Water Safety and Drowning Prevention Month. Mark Rossblock, Parks and Rec Supervisor, will share with us about this. Hi, Mark.
Good afternoon, Mayor Wells and Council. Thank you so much for having us. Cool. My name is Mark Rossblock. I'm a Parks and Recreation Supervisor up at Fletcher Hills Center and Pool, and this here is
Amanda Wiley. I'm the Assistant Head Lifeguard.
And today we're going to be talking about Water Safety Month, which is coming up in May. If you can go to the next slide. According to the Center of Disease Control, drowning is responsible for more deaths amongst children, 1 to 4, than any other cause except congenital anomalies such as birth defects. Among those 1 to 14, fatal drowning remains the second leading cause of unintentional injury-related death behind motor vehicle crashes. The disparity is widest amongst children 5 to 18 years old. In observance of this, the City of El Cajon contributes to drowning prevention through offering a variety of programs and opportunities to our community and the community at large. Last year, the City of El Cajon Parks and Recreation Department offered 252 registered activities between April and October, consisting of classes such as parent-taught swim, preschool swim, learn to swim, private swim lessons, junior guard, swim team, and water aerobics. In total, our swim lessons had 2,126 registered participants who were either learning to swim for the first time or looking to improve their ability to swim. These classes also consist of safety lessons teaching participants about how to be safe around bodies of water, drowning prevention, sun safety. Our lifeguards are highly trained for emergency response and drowning prevention, attending in-service trainings on a biweekly basis. These trainings aim to refine emergency action plan activation, exercise proper guarding techniques, and improve facilitation of lesson plans for our water safety instructors. Our staff are Red Cross certified lifeguards and Red Cross water safety instructors and have Red Cross water safety instructor certifications. The city also contributes through facility design. Our pool provides a safe barrier fully enclosed with appropriate exit points should an emergency take place. We have emergency signage around the facility and conduct routine inspection of pool operations throughout the year in addition to daily pool maintenance. Finally, we host or attend events throughout the year to provide water safety and drowning prevention outreach. An example of this happened most recently at the City of El Cajon Spring into El Cajon event, where staff provided water and sun safety information, shared programs we offer, and held sidewalk CPR lessons for community members to engage in.
All right, so these are just a few ways how you can prevent drowning. The first one, very important, learn how to swim. Signing kids up for swimming lessons at a young age is one of the best ways to prevent drowning and promote water safety education. It's never too late to learn. Adults can also get swimming lessons to feel more confident and safe in the water. Next would be using layers of protection. One layer of protection could be environmental boundaries, such as fences and gates around pools. Another would be the use of properly fitting life jackets, in addition to proper adult supervision. Next would be to know what to do in an emergency. At our swimming pool, we teach all of our participants reach or throw, don't go. This encourages kids to use tools or objects around their home to rescue a drowning person without having to get into the pool and potentially put themselves at risk of drowning. Additionally, we teach them the emergency phone number and how to properly use it. Next would be to designate a water watcher. No person should ever swim alone. It's important to have at least one adult assigned to watching the water to keep an eye out for anything that might be unsafe or struggling swimmers. Adults can take turns with this role to maintain alert supervision. The next would be to know the depth of the pool. Many public pools or community pools have markers and ropes to show where the depth of the pool changes. At backyard pools, this is less common and should be determined before anyone goes swimming. Next, also very important, is watching for signs of drowning. Drowning can sometimes be silent, and a couple signs of those would be their head being submerged and reaching up to the surface with their hands in a climbing motion. The next key sign would be bobbing up and down in one spot and no longer making forward progress or able to yell for help. Next, we also want to teach kids see something, say something. We want them to recognize and speak up when they think something looks wrong or they see someone struggling in the water. Lastly, it's important to take rest breaks. Swimming and playing in the water can cause fatigue without you knowing. A good rule of thumb is every 30 minutes, kids should rest for at least 5 minutes before they get back in the water. And we provided you guys with water safety watcher cards that you guys can use when you're out at the beach or at a pool.
And if anyone out in the audience would like a water watcher card, we do have some that we're going to be handing out. If you'd like, please raise your hand. We have them in English and in Spanish. And that's it for our presentation. Any questions?
No, thanks for coming. Very important.
Thank you.
And lastly, we have a presentation from the Cajon Valley Union School District, Superintendent David Marasharo will share with us about this. Hi, David.
Okay. Mayor Wells, Council, thank you for having us. I brought some of our team members to share some of their firsthand account and engagement with El Cajon Police Department. This presentation is response from emails I received from Principals Pete Chotzko and Christine Spar from El Cajon, our Cajon Valley Middle School and Johnson Elementary School. I'm going to start with Cajon Luque, who oversees my office and some of the engagement most recently with the El Cajon Police Department.
Good afternoon, City Council members, Mayor Wells. Thank you so much for having us. My name is Cajon Luque. As David shared, I'm Executive Coordinator at our district, and I had the wonderful opportunity and pleasure of working with Sergeant Louis Michaels and our ECPD with Citizens Academy. They put on a Citizens Academy specifically for our staff, which was a wonderful learning opportunity for. We had staff attending from in-class support to administrators to office staff to learn about all of the different available resources that are out there for our students, in addition to lots of valuable information. So we're very grateful for that opportunity. In addition, we have the honor of supporting our emergency telecommunicators for their appreciation weeks in April, in which our students actually create artwork for them, personalized artwork for them. And next year, we're actually going to be creating artwork based around their theme that they choose for their appreciation date. So we do have some challenge coins for each of you as a thank you. I'll give these over to Jen, and thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cajon. And Howard Shen oversees media and communications. These are some fun items.
Council members, Mayor.
Howard?
Like David said, fun stuff. My name is Howard. I do media communications, and I do all of the fun stuff in the district. And one of the funnest things every year I look forward to is our Shop with a Cop with the police department. And every year we all look forward to it. All the students, all the staff, we look forward to it tremendously. Currently, we are working with the PD on the Star Pal weekend program, which will extend the afternoon to bring students in more awareness. And also, we're in the pre-production stage of a year-long video series on public safety. We're going to start off with e-bikes, which is a major concern right now. Lastly, another cool thing that I get to do is the annual celebration video, which the police participates in. Here's a quick clip of what we have.
Okay.
And we're planning this year's video now, so we may be reaching out for some volunteers, or some voluntold maybe. But what we can underscore is the relationships that we have. We've been through some severe storms together, not talking about the weather kind. In 2018, there was a tragic school shooting in Florida at Parkland, and we asked the question, are we doing everything we can to keep our students safe? And the answer was, I don't think so. So we reached out to Chief Davis at the time and asked, can we hire some school resource officers? We need to have additional security at our sites. And Captain Moulton at the time suggested that we meet Ryan Love, who we hired and ended up creating a department that without El Cajon Police Department we wouldn't have. And Mark Knierim, I'm going to ask him to come up for a couple seconds. This is the team he oversees.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. My name is Mark Knierim. I'm the coordinator for safety and security for Cajon Valley. And you can see up on the screen here, these are all the professionals that the district has hired specifically for safety and security. Every one of them is 100% dedicated. That's their full-time task, is safety and security for the department. Several of the folks up here are former retired law enforcement, and we try to do everything we can to not utilize your resources to the best of our ability, but there is no way we could do our job without El Cajon Police Department and also Heartland Fire. We appreciate them tremendously. They're an excellent resource for us. They're very responsive, and we certainly couldn't do what we do without your folks as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this presentation was prompted by some emails I received just last week from our principals, and they share all the amazing things that our officers do for us on a day-in and day-out basis, and I thought it'd be nice to share that with you. And so I asked Graham and Chief Larson if we could present, and graciously they allowed us. I'm going to have Pete Schodsko, principal of Cajon Valley Middle School.
Good afternoon, Mayor Wells, City Council. Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
I am the proud principal at Cajon Valley Middle School. I've been with the school for just under a year, but I've been with the district for just under 4 years. And in my first role as assistant principal at Los Coches Creek Middle School, I was introduced to Sergeant Mandalay, who's with El Cajon PD, and we developed a relationship. And when I was looking for an opportunity to highlight careers and college awareness for our students, he came to mind, and he set up a wonderful static display for me at school that included the Bearcat, that included the drone team, that included their mobile command unit, to really introduce our students to what law enforcement looks like in the 21st century. And then on top of that, he created a career and college readiness night for my parents to come, where we met in the community room here at the police station and put on a presentation of all the different careers in law enforcement that El Cajon has. And it was a beautiful presentation and really inspired my students to follow their dreams and think about that as a possibility. And then when I came and became the principal at Cajon Valley Middle School, one of the first calls I made was to ECPD because I wanted to build a relationship. I knew they were right down the street. I wanted to introduce myself so that they knew who I was and I knew who they were. Sergeant Mandalay helped me there again, and then I met Sergeant Louis Michaels, who's been a great community resource for me. We have been working together on Star Pal. I'm a proud graduate of the Citizens Police Academy. I have my certificate proudly hung in my office. Anytime Sergeant Michaels comes by, I make sure I show him that it's still there. But what you see behind you or in front of you are pictures of interactions with our students and the El Cajon Police Department. Most recently, on Friday, you'll see our kids hanging out with some officers from the police department at our lunch on the lawn, where our families came and had lunch on the lawn, and El Cajon PD made it a point to be there to have positive interactions with our students. Whether we're at our highest or lowest, they're there for us, and they're a partner for us with our community, and they always treat our kids respectfully and our staff and community respectfully, and we appreciate them. And each year, we as a school vote. We vote for the Teacher of the Year, certificated and classified staff members of the year, but one of the things that we also vote for is our Community Partners of the Year. And at Cajon Valley Middle School, it was overwhelmingly El Cajon Police Department that won as our Community Partners of the Year. So today, if I could, I'd like to recognize Chief Larson with a gift from the school. Like I said, these are very hard to come by, so thank you so much. You are one of very few outside of the school and the only one with a t-shirt from the school. So thank you very much. We appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Pete. And Christine Spar, principal of Johnson Elementary School.
Hello, good afternoon, Council. I serve as principal at Johnson, the best elementary school, and I've been in the district for 34 years, so it's been a while. I want to thank ECPD for participating in community events at our school. It's really impactful for students to get to interact with police officers in a celebratory and fun activity. It really boosts the positive image in their young eyes. Recently, our school turned 70, and Councilmember Mitchell was there, and so was ECPD, and they brought all the toys. They brought the bikes, they brought the cars, they turned on the lights. Kids were climbing on the bikes, climbing in and out of the cars, and it was a really celebratory birthday party. But I also want to thank ECPD for supporting us with matters of safety, whether they are just escorting one of our unhoused neighbors off campus or slowing traffic down to a safe speed just by driving by at dismissal, or if they're helping us file a police report on behalf of a student. We really appreciate their help in all of that. We try to handle our situations to the best of our ability on our own, wielding our walkie-talkies to command authority, but sometimes it takes a badge to get the job done. Finally, when student situations become dangerously violent, we really appreciate El Cajon PD for responding. A couple weeks ago, we had to call them to come, and they did. And it was a sergeant and 2 officers, and we really appreciated their presence. The first thing they did was just bring a tremendous sense of calm. Then they listened to us to understand the situation. And then with a lot of compassion and being super clear, they explained a couple of options to a parent so that he understood the gravity of the situation. Their presence allowed my staff to gain control of the situation and then plan a productive path forward for our own situation. So I just really appreciate ECPD for participating in the events, for providing safety, and then for showing up when we really do need their backup. Thank you.
Thank you.
Through the relationship, I learned about the friendly and competitive relationship between police and fire.
Man, I bet they have a lot of fun using this thing.
But ultimately, the voices of our students are the ones I thought you'd appreciate the most.
Dear police officer, thank you for protecting our community. Thank you that you risk your life every day. Dear firefighters, you help us by being brave and you come as fast as you can. You do it to make our world a better place to be in.
Growing up as a child, I got to watch firsthand police officers helping my community, and that inspired me to want to help my community as well.
I first wanted to become a police officer when I was a teenager, and I kind of looked at all the things that were going on in the world, and I wanted to do what I could as one person to try and make the world a little bit better, one day at a time.
Thank you, firefighters, for being my hero. Thank you, police officers. Thank you, firefighters. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're an awesome hero. You are great.
There's one more thing I want to show you before we finish and close, and it's some of the things that happen behind the scenes in training and practice, in preparation for things that we hope never happen. But back then, Lieutenant Larson led this training in cooperation with other agencies and our own staff.
It's really important that we get realistic training, not only for the officers to understand the surroundings and become familiar with surroundings, but the obstacles and difficulties that we're going to encounter, like a gate or a door that we might not be able to mimic somewhere else. It's really important for us to get our scenario-based training as realistic as possible. This is not something that we would ever want to prepare for in anticipation of happening, but I think that we all would want to prepare for an incident to help bring it to the best possible resolution. And it's critically important that the school districts build those relationships with the police departments, and that the students and the staff and the parents all help build those relationships as well. The school districts are entrusted with taking care of our children, and a lot of the officers have children in the school districts in the city of El Cajon. We work in this city, and we want to take care of the kids as well. It's important for us to build that relationship and continue training here, not only for us and the benefit of the officers responding, but for the kids, and for the kids to see us out here and have us be a regular part of their lives, and hopefully not just on bad days.
So I'm happy to say that under Chief Larson and the department, the relationship between ECPD and Cajon Valley is the best it's ever been, and growing. I'm going to take you back with one last short video. This is the first project that we had. In 2016, there were some tense things happening in our community, and I asked Chief Davis, what could we do? He said, let's do something fun with the kids. And this was the beginning of a really fruitful relationship.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher. When I grow up, I want to be a shark hunter. Doctor. Scuba diver. A kitty. Superhero. I want to be a police officer like my grandma and a firefighter like my grandpa. And I emojis. I want to be a police officer riding a police motorcycle. I just like the sirens a lot. Red and blue is my favorite color. They have like a walkie-talkie right next to their shoulder. They would talk about something and then they would say like code something, something. I want to be a cop because they get to eat the best donuts. Like strawberry donuts, sprinkle donuts. If I were a police officer, I would sleep on donuts and smell the goodness. I want to be a police officer and have 200 donuts so I can build a house. Then when I'm finished building my house, I would eat the whole house. Well, I want to be a detective because I really like to use my brain, do all those puzzles, solve crimes. So I do also like the hat. I want to be a firefighter because they get to climb ladders. I want to be a firefighter because they drive trucks with the sirens. I say, excuse me and excuse me. When they don't listen, I'll turn it on. And they wear hats and some gear and some boots. I can use a hoe. I mean a hose. It's a lot of water because in case there's a lot of fire. I want to be a firefighter so I can slide down on the pole like this. Woo! I want to be a firefighter because they save people's toys when their house is on fire. I want to be a police officer because I can stop cars from speeding and making sure everybody's safe. I want to be a firefighter because someone can be in danger and they can come and help them. I want to be a police officer because they save kids from being stolen and keep bad guys away from my family. I want to be a firefighter because I want to use the machines to take away people's heart attacks. Firefighters are like Superman because they get to save people. A police officer is like Batman because Batman saves the world, like police officers too. I want to be a cop so I can save people. I want to be a firefighter. A hero. I want to save the world.
So, thank you. So we wanted to take this opportunity to thank City Council, Mayor, for prioritizing public safety and truly making Cajon Valley the best place to live, work, play, and raise a family. And on behalf of the Cajon Valley School District, we'd like to honor both fire and police, but today we're here to honor our El Cajon Police Department. Chief Larson, we have challenge coins for the department, and on behalf of the school district, thank you.
Thank you very much. If I could just add real quick, thank you to Superintendent Miyashiro. The partnership that we've built started long before I was the chief, and we met last year. We agreed that we wanted to make it better, and he's helped us do that. And I especially like the fact that he's coming to the council meeting and publicly highlighting, I already know, many of you already know, we have the best police officers in the country, and the school district is aware of it too, and they're coming to highlight it publicly, and we appreciate that.
Thanks, Dave, and thanks to the entire El Cajon Valley School District for coming. We really appreciate your partnership. Okay. Agenda changes. Staff, do you have any agenda changes?
Yes, Mayor. We would suggest moving item number 9 to be considered after the closed session.
Just write that down. Okay, then. Council members, do you have any agenda changes? No? All right, we're now at consent items. Consent items are routine matters enacted by one motion according to the recommendation listed below. With the concurrence of the city council, a council member or person in attendance may request discussion of a consent item at this time. Council members, do you wish to pull any of the consent items? Okay, staff? I think we need to have a motion on agenda changes. We're going to move the item number 9 till after the closed session. I'll make that a motion if somebody would second. Second. Please vote.
Motion carries by unanimous vote.
All right, and then I also make a motion to approve the consent items. Well, let me, before I do that, though, let me see if there's any speaker cards and consent items.
No speaker cards.
Okay, so the motion on the table and a second, please vote.
Motion carries by unanimous vote.
That brings us to public comment. At this time, any person may address a matter within the jurisdiction of the City Council, Housing Authority, successor agency to the El Cajon Redevelopment Agency that is not on the agenda. Comments relating to items on today's agenda are to be taken at the time that the item is heard. Please note that state law prohibits discussion or action by the City Council on items not on the agenda that you might bring up during public comment. Therefore, this is not a time that the City Council will be answering questions about issues you raise. However, we are taking note of the matters that you bring up to our attention, and we'll refer them to the City Manager for follow-up as needed. And of course, an item may be placed on a future agenda. Angela, do we have any speaker cards for public comment?
Sir, we have two. The first one is from Brenda Hammond.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi. This is fun. I just put this together. Okay, so I'm wearing my Heartland Fire shirt. It says Lemon Grove on it, but I want one from La Mesa and El Cajon as well, and Santee if they're lucky. Because I want to be able to wear one in every city. And I didn't get the agenda ahead of time, so I didn't know you were going to do that, but it works. I haven't forgotten about law enforcement. You see me light a candle every night. That's what I'm lighting it for. Because with everything that's going on, we're going to need our law enforcement and all of our first responders. The elections are near. So if any of you are running for re-election, and even if you are not, if you want people on your side and to vote for you, please don't hurt people to help people. Please don't get people in trouble or put them down and then come along and say, oh, I can help you. I've seen that happen. So, just be nice to people and keep doing the good job you're doing. And don't forget, I haven't found a color for green and yellow yet. I hear it's brown, but I came up with gold, but I ran out of gold balloons. Santee and El Cajon having that pissing contest. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Brenda.
Last speaker is Alan Nordholm.
Hello, sir. Welcome.
Good to be back in front of you again.
Thank you.
I wanted to highlight Mr. Goebel and Mr. DiMaggio, if you'd take to Mr. Mitchell. The resolution at Lilly, we've had a definite reduction in the amount of activity that's gone over there, and I just wanted to publicly thank you for that. It was a good job, and even though it's not the best of circumstances, it's better than it was, and that just shows how good governance can work for the citizenry. Second thing is, and I know you're going to talk about this later, is I fully applaud the City Council's effort and Mayor yours to bring Parkway Plaza under your umbrella, if you do well. I know there's studies going on, but I think that's a very useful thing to do, and there's lots of things that could be imagined out of the Parkway Plaza should it become part of the El Cajon portfolio. And the third thing I like to talk about is between 2nd Street and 1st Street, there is no real sidewalk for children who come out of Greenfield Middle School, and there's a lot of them. Many of them use those electronic bikes that I heard spoken about earlier. It would be good to see if there's a study or something that could be done to look for a sidewalk, or because they come out in the street, and so whatever could be done, a study to see if that's even feasible would be ideal for our children. that go with the middle school.
Good idea.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the encouragement. We really appreciate it.
No
that
other
it?
speakers, sir.
Great. All right. There are no written communications on today's agenda. We have a public hearing on today's agenda. Item 7 is to consider an adjustment to the Sandag Regional Transportation Congestion Improvement Program, and our staff will be telling us about this.
All right, good afternoon, Mayor and council members. My name is Mario Sanchez. I'm the city engineer for the Development Services Department. And this evening, I'm going to talk about the Regional Transportation Congestion Improvement Program fee update. The purpose of this fee is the Sandag, in 2008, Sandag extended their extension ordinance, which requires the 18 member cities and County of San Diego to collect an exaction fee from the private sector for each new housing unit constructed in their respective jurisdiction. So low-income residential and accessory dwelling units are exempted from this fee. The RTCIP fees collected must be used on the El Cajon Regional Arterial System, and these fees are used for street improvement projects such as paving, slurry, medians, sidewalk, curb ramps, traffic signals, streetlight projects. Since fiscal year 2018, the city has collected over $1.2 million in RTCIP fees, or an average of $148,000 per year. This is the list of the regional arterial system. It comprises of 14 streets that traverse the city, northbound and southbound, eastbound and westbound, and they have a regional significance to the county. Sandag is required to adjust the fee on July 1st of each year, and it's based on the latest engineering news record or construction cost index for the greater Southern California region. The ENR, Engineer News Record, tracks costs changes based on 4 areas of construction, naming lumber, concrete, structural steel, and labor. On February 27th of this year, the Sandag Board of Directors recommended an increase of 2% due to sustained rising costs of construction materials and labor. So the new fee would be $3,109.88 for any new single-family dwelling unit that is constructed in the city. Staff recommendation is that we open the public hearing, receive testimony, close the public hearing, and adopts the next resolution in order approving the RTCIP fee in the new amount of $3,109.88 for each newly constructed residential unit in the city. With that, I'll open it up to questions.
I have a question to start with. This has come up before, and my understanding, we don't really have a choice in this matter, right?
Correct.
We're contractually obligated to do this.
Right, it's part of the...
I hate to be part of raising the fees for housing because we just make it worse and worse and worse, but. All right, questions? All right, thank you, Mario, I appreciate that. Speaker cards on this?
Mayor, we need to open the public hearing.
Make a motion then to open the public hearing? Second. Please vote.
Motion carries by unanimous vote. And sir, there are no speaker cards.
Then I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. Second. Okay, please vote.
Motion carries by unanimous vote.
All right, council, it seems pretty open and shut. I don't think we have any choice on this.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution as outlined in staff report.
Please vote.
Motion carries by unanimous vote.
All right, we're at administrative reports. Item 18 is the consideration of a petition to create a downtown community benefit district. And I'd like to ask staff to tell us about this.
Good afternoon, Mayor and members of the City Council. I'm Nate Prescott. I'm a Senior Management Analyst here in the City Manager's Office. And part of my job is under the direction of the Assistant City Manager. I represent the city on the Board of Directors for the Downtown El Cajon Business Partners. So today I'm here to talk to you about the creation of the Downtown El Cajon Community Benefit District. I just want to be very plain in my explanation of what we're talking about right now. Basically, our property-based improvement district, our PBID, that helps and administrates all kinds of things in our downtown district, it is expiring at the end of the year, and instead of renewing it, we are proposing that we create a new downtown community benefit district, which is, we'll talk more about that, but it's part of an ordinance that you enacted in 2024. So for some background, in 2011, the city formed the Downtown El Cajon Property-Based Improvement District, the PBID, to improve and promote economic well-being in downtown El Cajon. In 2024, the city hired New City America to conduct a comprehensive, detailed analysis of the PBID. And part of that analysis identified several recommended changes to the PBID that would increase efficiency and enhance overall operations. One notable recommendation was to adopt a community benefit district ordinance, which would allow the PBID to recast itself as a community benefit district when the time came for recertification. The City Council adopted the community benefit district ordinance in late 2024. In 2025, the Downtown El Cajon Business Partners contracted with New City America to manage and administrate the downtown district. And in a minute, I'm going to turn the time over to Mr. Marco Lamandri, who is the executive director of the Downtown El Cajon Business Partners. And he's going to go into further detail, but I wanted to give some notable achievements of things that have happened over the last year since they've taken over. They've increased the quantity and quality of services throughout the entire district. So not only are they doing a better job, a more visible job of cleaning the district, they're doing it in more places, so more service area throughout the district, and in front of a lot of businesses and on streets that weren't getting any attention. Now they're addressing it, and they're doing power washing and cleaning up trash, all kinds of different services. And if you drive around downtown, you'll likely see them. They wear red vests, and they're always pushing around a trash cart. I see them very often. Another achievement, they've increased events and activations in the district. They're bringing in more sponsors. They're working with more businesses to launch newer events that would benefit even more businesses, so not just the ones who benefited from car shows and other things like that. They're trying to broaden the events that we do for these businesses. They're also increasing the capital improvements throughout the downtown district. They've already invested in a lot of in some improvements, some in Prescott Promenade and lights throughout Main Street, but they're also going to be adding new tables and chairs, new benches, new planters, and more, all branded with Downtown El Cajon logos. Right now, they're working with the city for encroachment permits to put all that in, so we're expecting that in the next month to go, all those different improvements to go into place. They've also increased marketing and engagement for all of these businesses to attract people into the downtown district. They've been in numerous magazines, websites, newspapers, and their social media is really taken off, and they're doing a great job of that. You can follow them on Instagram at DT El Cajon, or Facebook is Downtown El Cajon. They're putting out a lot of content. They've got a lot of professionals that are have created content for them to attract people to Downtown El Cajon. So part of this timeline, as we're switching the PBID to a community benefit district, we're essentially creating a new district. There's a lot of overlap, almost all overlap between the PBID and a community benefit district. It just allows for more flexibility, and we can answer more questions about that later as well. But I wanted to go over in broad strokes kind of what you will all be seeing, as most of this renewal will be taking place by the Downtown El Cajon business partners, but some of the things that will come before you. And in broad strokes, what's going to happen with this renewal or this creation of the community benefit district. First off, there will be a petition. They're going to send it out to all property owners. They're going to see if they reach the threshold of approval that enough of these businesses want to move forward with this, then they'll move forward with a balloting process, and the balloting process is overseen by the city. It's a vote. We'll send out, the city clerk will send out, if authorized, the city clerk will send out ballots to all of our downtown property owners in the district, and we'll get their vote, and if that threshold is reached, then we will come back and ask to adopt a resolution of formation to make this new district official. Breaking it down a little bit more, as you can see here today, we're asking for an authorization to vote yes on this petition that has gone out. The Downtown El Cajon business partners have already sent out the petition to start getting support for this. And then in May, after this petition is circulated, if we receive the required votes, affirmative votes, we will return to ask you to consider a resolution of intent to form a community benefit district. We will also ask you to authorize the city clerk to mail out the community benefit district creation ballot, and we will ask you to authorize the city manager to vote yes in the ballot. As that voting procedure goes on, and if they reach their required threshold to create this, we will return in July 2026, and we will be here to hold a public meeting, a public hearing. We will ask City Council to approve the 2027 Management District Plan, and we will ask Council to adopt a resolution of formation. So those are some of the things coming down the pipeline. We wanted to get that all on your radar for now. With that said, I will turn the time over to Marco Lamandri, who is the Executive Director of the Downtown El Cajon Business Partners, and he's got more information for you.
Thank you. Hey, Marco.
Hey. Mayors, City Council members, staff. Marco Lamandri, Executive Director, Downtown El Cajon Business Partners. I think, are we set on this? Okay. So we're just going to show a little bit of what we're trying to change. So I think that you remember that the original report, there was an RFP process, and I think it was 2023, New City America bid on it, and we made recommendations for activating your bid that has really been around since 1996, if I'm not mistaken. And so we're hoping that over the last, it's almost 30 years now, that there should be a lot more results. You did not have a consistent manager. You did not have a consistent maintenance crew that was dealing with the entire district. So those were some of the recommendations we made. And we also made the recommendation that since you're a charter city, charter cities under the Streets and Highway Code can create their own enabling ordinance. 26 other charter cities have done so in order to create a much greater longevity for the districts. We don't have redevelopment anymore, and redevelopment was a key part of financing improvements within the area. But there was another RFP issued in December 2024. New City America was one of 3 parties that bid on it, and we were accepted by the board. So we've been managing the district for just about 13 months right now, trying to create as many systems as possible. So I'm going to just go through a few slides to show some of the things that we're doing. You'll see Prescott Promenade. It looks a little barren at this point, but the whole point, we worked with Adam in Park and Rec, as well as the city manager's office and Public Works, to remove a lot of the permanent benches. The idea when we remove the permanent benches is that we would replace them with tables, chairs, and umbrellas, which are in storage right now. And as Nate had alluded to, we're waiting for an encroachment permit to allow us to put those throughout the district. We've always found that movable tables and chairs were much more efficient than benches. People could stay in the benches all day long, and as you well know, they were doing that all day in Prescott Promenade. We worked with Public Works and Park and Rec, and they were removed. The tables, chairs, and umbrellas should be implemented sometime in May. Tables, chairs, and umbrellas are always better because if it's too cold, people can move their chairs into the sun. If it's too hot, they can move them under the umbrellas. Those new tables, chairs, and umbrellas, which were purchased with ARPA funds, will also be branded to show our new logo, which is the Bird of Paradise. That'll be all throughout the district in terms of the trash cans and branding the tables, chairs, and umbrellas. Next, we're also looking at a series, I think it's close to 20 concrete planters that are also traffic barriers. So if people are standing on the corners, God forbid a car runs the curb and hits somebody standing there, these will stop the cars from coming forward. These are an example of the same program that we implemented in downtown Chula Vista, as well as in downtown Little Italy. People love seeing the colors. We have a great microclimate here in El Cajon. So you'll see these rolled out also. And we have, as part of our crew, we have, at this point, 5 full-time employees. They work 7 days per week. They go from the entire district, which was not being done before, is primarily being done from Magnolia Street east on Main, but the rest of the district is not being taken care of. So this will be implemented all throughout, and to show people that this is a very walkable and attractive district. This will also be done as we have the opportunities, particularly around Prescott Promenade. There's a lot of things that Park and Rec has to deal with the entire city. We're specializing in improving downtown El Cajon. You'll see that the Starbucks used to be here, and we'll work with trying to fill that spot again. I don't know if it's going to be another coffee shop or what. But you have the steakhouse that's directly to the north of that. This will become a far more attractive area for seating, tables and chairs and umbrellas. There's a lot of people that work in this area, in and around this area. About the largest shopping center is adjacent to it. So we're going to try to make this as attractive as possible. We want people, when they're stopped at Main and Magnolia, to look around, see what's going on. They can see the beautiful sign that's up there, but we don't want them to see a barren streetscape. We want them to see activity. We want them to see color, and that people sitting around and having a good time. These are one of our 5 maintenance guys. They're doing and we have women and men working on that crew, doing the blowing of the trash, sweeping the trash on a daily basis. Most of the activity around here is based upon Prescott Promenade. It's an ongoing work in progress, but we think that we're getting a handle on it. Mario Rodriguez, that is our supervisor, has gotten to know all the all of the homeless guys that are there. A lot of the older time homeless people have moved on. Some of the problems we have are with the newer ones, but PD has been excellent in working with us, as has Park and Rec and Public Works, in trying to stabilize Prescott Promenade. And I know that we've been working with Graham and Vince to try to see if we can really create this into a great public space and a venue that people want to, they want to visit, they want to have their lunch there, they want to conduct business there. Some of the sweeping that we're doing on a regular basis, I'm sure that you guys have seen the people with the vests and the branding of, so property owners and business owners can see where their money's going. And the best example of that are the maintenance workers. Cleaning the sidewalks, cleaning the gutters, cleaning around the shopping centers too. And also, Artival was something that was started last June. We're going to try to build it up to the greatest extent possible. We work with the museum, the Olaf Museum, Weigard Museum. We're looking at working with them. They're looking at doing actually sort of like a filmmakers forum, working with Cuyamaca College. They want, we were approached today on doing that. we'd love to do. The more art and culture we bring to downtown El Cajon, the more we'll be able to attract people that might have gone here for other services, but not art. And we know that there's always been Art Alley, trying to move forward on that as quickly as possible and trying to promote things with events and art throughout the district. This was also part of the Art of All. We're underwriting these things with the funding. And you know that we did a lot with the wreaths for Christmas. And the key thing that we did is the mayor was present to help light the Christmas tree this year in Scott Promenade. We'll continue to do that. We really believe that you have the makings of a great downtown. You have the sign, you have a great intersection at Main and Magnolia, and you have a promenade, which is really supposed to be the town center. So it's a slow process in trying to work with that to try to create the town center going. And the whole point is to make people happy, bring kids in, bring families in, et cetera, into downtown El Cajon. So now we're being, is this you, Nate? Okay, I'll give it back to Nate.
Thank you.
Marco. So with all that said, staff's recommendation to City Council is we ask you to authorize the city manager or designee to vote yes on the Downtown Community Benefit District petition.
Let me see if there's any questions for you. Any questions? No? Thanks. Great job. Let me see if there's any speaker cards on this item.
We have one from Rich Ryle.
Hey, Rich. Welcome.
First of all, I assume that all of you got the email I sent you on Saturday. Did you get it? All right. I requested 5 minutes. He had 20 minutes to make the presentation. So can I have 5 minutes instead of 3 minutes? Is that reasonable? All right. Thank you. My name is Rich Ryle, and I'm here to urge you not to authorize the city to sign the petition because I'm against the new CB district until this city can demonstrate transparency, compliance, and measurable results with the PBID. The PBID has been in existence for over 25 years, collecting millions of dollars in mandatory assessments from downtown businessmen, yet the city has never produced a single independent evaluation showing that the PBID model improves economic activity, reduces vacancies, or delivers the outcomes promised. Let's be honest, we all walk down there, we all see the business going back there. It hasn't changed. Vacancy rates downtown have remained essentially unchanged. There is no baseline, there is no metrics, and no data demonstrating success that has ever been presented to the City Council or, for that matter, the PBID. If the city cannot measure results, it cannot justify renewal, and certainly not expansion. The governance problems of the present PB has resulted in the same problems identified in 2011. I'm going to take you back to 2011 when the Blue Ribbon Commission, funded by this City Council, identified the problem with the CDC. And the identifying problems were high overhead, poor management, lack of accountability, and no progress. And based on that report, you decided to close down the CDC, and then you decided to create, based on those recommendations, the Downtown Business Partners, Downtown El Cajon Business Partners. Now, you hired Mr. Lamandry. Mr. Lamandry came in here, and he came up with the same recommendation that the Blue Ribbon Commission came up with. They said that there was poor management, high overhead, and a lack of accountability. So then you said, okay, great, we should put out an RFP. Now, I will tell you right now, and I will bring this up, it is a violation for you to come up with a recommendation and then bid on that very same project. But let's talk about what's going on in the PBID right now. Under the leadership of the NCA, the PBID has repeatedly failed to meet basic standards expected of any entity funded by mandatory assessments. You signed an agreement with them in 2011, and in that agreement it says all records belong to the city. Okay? So that means that they have a responsibility to this city to maintain records, and that's what tax agencies should be doing. Now, The required public records have now been lost. I have got written confirmation from them they don't have the records. Meetings that I have attended have been consistently, and I've brought this up time and time again, have violated the Brown Act by notification. NCA has been paid nearly $200,000 while failing to deliver the transparency and the record keeping that the Brown Act and all the laws require. Authorizing a new CBD under these circumstances will reward noncompliance and extend a structure that has not met the minimum standards of public accountability. The city shifted from the CDC model to the PBID model because PBIDs are exempt from public bidding laws. That's why we did that. That exemption has allowed no bid contracting, no competitive process, and no meaningful oversight. Businesses are being taxed to fund a structure that protects political profiteers from accountability rather than protecting the public interest. A new CBD would simply continue the same system, one that insulates City Hall while providing no verifiable benefit to the people paying for it. Finally, let's talk about the legal exposure. When a district funded by mandatory assessments cannot demonstrate measurable results, cannot document compliance, and cannot meet transparent requirements, the city is exposed. Expanding that district without correcting these failures increases that exposure. This is not about personalities. It is about governance, compliance, and stewardship of public authority. My request is simple. You want to do a CBD? I want you to do a CBD. I want you to create a CBD over there at Parkway Plaza. I want you to include the present district right here, and let's concentrate on building a high-rise that will make the whole downtown stand up and take notice. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your consideration.
Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it. Any of the speakers?
No other speakers, sir.
Okay. So it's back to City Council. Any thoughts? Discussion? Motions?
I'll add some comments. I think I've heard some things that say, number one, we didn't hire Mr. Lamandry. The PBID is in charge of who they hire for staff, not the city of El Cajon. The PBID is, for comparison, a homeowners association. We are a member, along with dozens, if not hundreds, of other businesses. We don't control it. I think we have about a 15% stake under the current fee arrangement. So by no means do we even have a majority position in this. I am thrilled with how the downtown looks under the current management group compared to the old one. The old one, I was constantly seeing just the need for power washing bad stuff off the sidewalk, and it just looks so much better downtown. That's going to improve property values. And it's going to improve people wanting to come downtown if it's free of the dirty stuff. So I appreciate the manager's efforts in that. You know, the CBD adds a benefit. It includes more things such as residences who may be part of the benefit of concerts and other events downtown. It includes square footage now instead of just frontage, different calculations and things. So I think this is a great move. We have a proven, as a member of the PBID, I believe that our participation is in good hands with somebody who has proven through Chula Vista and Little Italy this is the right direction for the city. So I think I will make a motion that we authorize the city manager or his designee to vote yes on the downtown CBD petition.
Before that, I just want to make, so I've been dealing with this whole PBID debacle since, well, Gary and I both, but way back in the early 2000s. And I see it being different now. I think when the 2009, 2010 period, almost every dollar was going to the cost of overhead. Nothing was happening. It was just like an employment club for the people that were running the PBID. I don't see it that way now. I see we're making some progress. I also think that Mr. Lamandry's organization deserves a chance to prove what they can do. We just got started with this. So I'm inclined to believe the recommendations of our staff and to move forward.
And to be clear, we're creating a district. We're not hiring New City America. The members of the district at any time could change who manages the district. This is about creating the district in lieu of the PBID, correct?
Correct. And if I just may add, just to remind the council that this is going to go through many steps. This tonight is just you authorizing as a landowner in the potential new CBD. You're authorizing the city manager to sign the petition that says, yes, we want to form a new CBD. But then it will take at least 30% of additional property, the city plus any other property owners. When you reach that threshold of 30%, then it comes back to the council to consider adopting a resolution of intent, which would then send out ballots to all the impacted business owners that would then be able to vote, and then it will come back to council again in July. So at this point, there's still 2 more, at least, council meetings, and it's not formation of the new district yet. You're simply voting tonight as a property owner in the potential district to authorize the city manager. So there will be additional discussions and definitely input from the other property owners.
And the other property owners may at some point just decide to disband completely, so, yeah, okay. All right, so there's a motion on the table and a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to vote in favor of this, and actually, I think that the new people that have taken over about a year ago have done an excellent job, as the sidewalks are a lot cleaner. People don't like to see dirty sidewalks. And I think the mayor makes some good points about the benefits of this new organization. So I think we should give it a chance.
All right, thank you. So there's a motion on the table. There's a second. Please vote.
Motion carries by unanimous vote.
Thank you. All right, there are no commissioner reports on today's agenda. Item 10 is my activities report, which is as reported. We're now at the activities reports of council members. We'll start with Councilmember Goebel.
As reported, with an addition, I am grateful to the local office of the FBI having completed an 8-week course of FBI Citizens Academy, where each Tuesday we dealt with the different areas of responsibility that they're involved in. And I gained a new respect and a new understanding and education about law enforcement from the federal level in our city.
Did you get a badge or a gun or anything?
I get an embroidered apparel.
Okay, very nice. All right, Councilmember Kendrick.
As reported.
Deputy Mayor Michelle Mitchell.
As reported.
And Councilmember Phil Ortiz.
As reported with one amendment, April 27th, I did not attend the BIA summit.
Okay. There are no joint council member reports, no general information items on today's agenda. Item 15 is the introduction of an ordinance to amend section 2.56.030 and various sections of chapter 9.42 of Title IX. And I'd like to ask our staff to introduce this item.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council, and staff. Adam Trunrud, Director of Parks and Recreation. Thank you for the opportunity to present the proposed update to the municipal code regarding e-bikes and motorized scooters. It's interesting that this is coming today with Mr. Miyashiro talking about doing the same safety stuff at the school district. There we go. So the purpose of this update is to enhance safety for park users and prevent damage to our park spaces. On a daily basis, we are seeing individuals riding e-bikes and scooters at high speeds through park pathways and across turf areas. City staff have also reported a noticeable increase in complaints from park users who feel their safety, as well as the safety of the riders, is at risk due to the misuse of these devices. By prohibiting their use within park spaces, we believe overall safety for park users will be improved. In addition to safety concerns, the following slides highlight examples of damage to park spaces that have just happened in the last month. So this is some turf area where e-bikes have gone and destroyed the turf. This is a walking path and a picnic area. And this is our fairly new basketball court and concrete areas where e-bikes have done some damage. Our park ranger has developed an informational flyer. If the proposed update is approved, we plan to distribute these at all recreation centers to help educate the public. And I left one of those for each of you for your review. Our goal is to ensure residents can safely access our parks. While e-bikes and scooters can certainly support that access, it is important that users follow traffic safety guidelines, and upon arriving at the park, they should be securing their devices and not riding within the park areas. And this concludes my presentation, and here is the staff's recommendation, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have, and I appreciate your time.
Let me see if you have questions. Let's start with Phil.
Thanks, Adam, for jumping on this. I did have one suggestion on the flyer that might be pushed out to maybe include the consequences of being pulled over by Cajon PD and what would happen to those minors if they're, handed a ticket and what that would entail. So we can proactively kind of show them, hey, not only is there physical harm that could happen, but there's legal consequences too to your actions. It might be something to.
Absolutely. We have been working with our police department and traffic sergeant, so to review all of these things, and we can certainly add some of that.
The other thing I was going to maybe just put an idea out there. These kids are not only risking themselves. I see them weaving in and out of traffic and things like that. And then they're, destroying city property. That's not good either. On the flip side of this, I'm a little conflicted because I do like the fact that kids are getting outside, not in front of their screens, and they're active. So maybe there's an opportunity to find a space where they can ride. Maybe Daisy over at Parkway Plaza, you set up some kind of a track or something like that for them. You promote it, and you get their attention, and you counsel and guide them to say, hey, we're creating this space for you. It's safe, it's closed. And then go over this stuff again. So maybe I like that they're outside, It reminds me of riding my bike from Santee down to Parkway Plaza when I was a kid. But try and corral them into a more positive way of doing it.
So that's a really good point, and I think it's interesting. I'll date myself because I'm not sure if they do this now, but when I was a kid, I was always super excited to go to the bike rodeo and bring my bike to school, and you got to participate, but also somebody was there to talk about safety and check bikes and do all of those things. So we can certainly look into opportunities to do that and maybe collaborate with our school district to do something like that. Yes, sir.
Question, do we have any surveillance cameras in our parks that can identify the offenders?
So we do have cameras in our parks. I'm not sure how, I would defer to Sarah as far as like what they would be able to catch on that. But we do have some in our parks in certain areas.
I'm just thinking temporarily for a while until this really starts rolling out, like on our basketball courts, maybe pickleball courts, whatever, just to kind of, hey, you're being watched. And to let you know, I mean, I'm glad that this is coming up. I've had some of these kids play chicken with me on the street. And so it is a big issue. I hear it about everywhere. So thank you very much for bringing this up.
Absolutely, and we do have some cameras that are over near the basketball courts, so I can certainly work on that. We also have some near the pickleball courts. The pickleball courts are not a problem. The the very, very active participants, they police that themselves. Yes, of course.
Anybody else? No, thanks very much. Nice report. All right. Any speaker cards on this item?
Sir, we have one from Brenda Hammond.
Brenda?
Hi. Where's Graham?
We let him out once in a while.
Okay. I just wanted to say that this problem isn't just in El Cajon, it's in all cities, you know, with the e-bikes riding all over the place. And hopefully good idea about having a park, you know, for them. However, it's not going to help. I mean, it might help a little bit. This is what I run into in every city that I'm walking in, is I have adults riding those bikes on sidewalks, and I have to step off the sidewalk into the street. And I always turn around and say, what is wrong with this picture? So, you know, let's not blame it all on the kids. There's adults out there doing the same thing. So,
Thanks, Brenda. Appreciate it. Okay, I bring it back to the council. Looking for someone to introduce the ordinance. Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, I was at a funeral a few months ago over, small one, over at Renette Park, and there are about 5 kids riding all over the park and just tearing up the grass. And then I was over at Parkway Plaza in the afternoon one time, and again, 6 or 7 kids on their e-bikes going all through the parking lot between parked cars. And I mean, it was really concerning for me that I had to really, really slow down and look all around me to make sure nobody ran into my car. So I think this is something we need to do for the safety of the pedestrians and for the safety of the kids.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to introduce and conduct the first reading of the ordinance by title only as outlined in the staff report.
Please vote.
Deputy Mayor, may I have your vote, please? Motion carries by unanimous vote, and the title of the ordinance reads, an ordinance amending section 2.56.030 and various sections of chapter 9.42 of title 9 of the El Cajon Municipal Code addressing regulations for bicycles, electric bicycles, motorized scooters, dockless vehicles, and skateboards.
Thank you. All right, we're now at closed session. The city attorney will recite the titles and lead us into the closed session.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The council will meet in closed session on items 16, 17, and 18 as listed on the agenda. Item 16 is conference with labor negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6 with the designated representatives and employee organizations as listed. The second item is closed session conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D4, one potential case. And finally, the last item is conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D21, one case, and that would be it.
Make a motion to adjourn the closed session. Please vote.
Motion carries by unanimous vote.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to closed session. We'll come back and conclude the meeting.
Thank you, you too.
I'd like to ask our city attorney to report on closed session.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The council met in closed session on items 16, 17, and 18. As to items 16 and 18, direction was given. No reportable action was taken. As for item 17, in closed session, the majority of the city council has voted to initiate litigation. Motion was made by Mayor Wells, second by Councilmember Steve Goebel. The vote was yes, Wells, Goebel, Ortiz, no, Metchell, and Kendrick. Therefore, direction to initiate litigation has been given by a 3-2 vote. Once the legal action has been formally commenced, the action, defendants, and any other particulars will be disclosed to any person upon inquiry. Thank you.
Thank you. This brings us to adjournment, the adjourned regular joint meeting of the Elkhorn.
We do have agenda item
Oh,
9.
I'm sorry. I was ready to go, be done. I forgot we put that back. All right, we're back to item 9. Item 9 is to consider a resolution to approve the mayor's execution of a special counsel legal services agreement. The city attorney will tell us about this item.
Thank you, Mayor. As I reported under the closed session item 17 just now, a majority of the council voted to initiate litigation. This item is to allow the city council to consider hiring special counsel to provide the legal services for the litigation. The agreement as proposed has no fiscal impact to the city. America First Policy Institute will bear the cost under the agreement. Thank you.
All right. Council, any questions? We've just discussed it. Are there any speaker cards on this item?
No speaker card, sir.
All right, it's back to council. Any discussion or?
Adoption.
Second.
Please vote.
Motion carries by a 3-2 vote with Deputy Mayor Metchell and Councilmember Kendrick voting no.
All right. Now, this brings us to adjournment. The adjourned regular joint meeting of the El Cajon City Council, El Cajon Housing Authority, successor agency to the El Cajon Redevelopment Agency, held this 28th day of April 2026, is adjourned till Tuesday, May 12th, 2026 at 3:00 p.m. Thank you very much.